Nala, can you go play somewhere else? It's like she only wants to play whenever I start filming. Other than that, she's all up under me or sleep all day. Like, I don't know if it's the light, but girl. What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, welcome to my channel. My name is tonibryanne, and in today's video, we will be breaking down Love is Blind Season 3. So we all know Season 3 is a lot to break down, and I had to talk about it. I wasn't going to do a video on Love is Blind, which is why it may seem I'm a bit late, but I had to talk about it after that crazy reunion and some tea that has come out since Love is Blind has concluded. So I will be getting ready. I'm actually going out with somebody that I met at the airport, believe it or not. He wants to go for some drinks and some seafood, so I'm always down for that. So that's what I'll be getting ready for. And if you guys hear any noise in the back, there is a little friend back there that's just being loud and only likes to be loud whenever I'm filming a new video. Nala. But without further ado, let's get straight into this video. So Love is Blind began, I think, 3 weeks ago, and they gave out little batches of episodes, like 5 to 6 episodes each little batch, and then they saved the final batch of episodes when it was the reunion and then the final wedding dates. So I will start off by saying it seems as if now with Love is Blind, people are just going on for some publicity, because each season they just seem less and less serious about finding their true love, especially when it comes to the men. So I'm gonna start off by breaking down each cast member and then each couple. So let's get right into it. So starting off with Alexa, who is 27 years old. She is an insurance agency owner. She claims that she joined the show to find love in a way that finally eliminates the superficial. So my initial thoughts on Alexa, I did like Alexa in the beginning. I thought she was pretty cool, but if I'm being honest, she didn't necessarily stand out to me. I wasn't excited to see her scenes. She just kind of was there. And during the reunion, the way that she kept coming for Cole and solely Cole, I did not like. And I think that kind of left a bitter taste in my mouth. But overall, I have no problem with Alexa. I'll give her like a 5 or 6 out of 10 for likeliness in my book. But yeah, nothing too much on her. Next up, we have Bartise, who is 27 years old as well. He is a senior analyst, and he says that he joined the show to find someone that could match his humor. My initial reaction to Bartise is that I honestly did not think he was as unattractive as people claim him to be. If I went on a show called Love is Blind, which means that I have to go on it without anticipating good looks necessarily, I would be pretty content with someone that came out to be Bartise. He's not a bad looking person. I think if he changed his style and definitely his haircut, he would be a catch, I think. But I think a lot of people called him ugly because of his personality and how he treated his fiance and potential wife. But in the beginning, I actually kind of liked Bartise. I thought he was going to be a favorite of mine, but that quickly took a turn for the worse once they left the pods. I just felt Bartise was very shallow and thought he looked better than he really did. I'm all for a confident man, a confident woman, but don't go ahead bringing someone else down to boost your own confidence. Bartise just kept giving me the ick, and he just was cringy. I did not like him. Towards the end of the show, he gets a 2 out of 10 from me. Next, we have Brennan. Brennan is 32 years old. He is a water treatment engineer, and he says he went on the show to find an authentic partner. Same as Alexa, Brennan kind of gave me nothing. I have nothing bad to say about him, and nothing necessarily positive either. He seemed like a sweet guy, I guess. But yeah, he just gets a 5 out of 10 because he kind of was just there for me. Next up, we have Cole. Cole is 27. There is definitely a 27 club going on, which is a video coming up very soon. But Cole is a realtor. Cole said he went on the show to look for a loyal and encouraging woman that had a good relationship with God. So I will say this, I definitely did not like Cole in the beginning because I thought for him to be racist, especially when it came to Zeneb. I think that's how you pronounce her name. He kept talking about her looks when she was a stunning woman. But Cole started to grow on me when he finally did apologize to Zeneb to the way he was treating her and just the way he was behaving. I do believe that everybody does deserve a second chance, though he did go a little bit far, but it seemed as if his actions really were changing. And by the reunion, I just felt so sorry for him. I definitely don't want to excuse his bad behavior, but I don't think he deserved to get dragged as much as he did during the reunion. So I'll give Cole a 6 out of 10. Next we have Colleen, who is 26 years old. She is a ballet dancer and also a PR strategist. She said she joined Love is Blind to remove herself from the common everyday distractions that will lead her from not finding the correct man for her. Initially, Colleen gave me very much desperate. She went through so many men in the pod just to get engaged from what it seemed like. She kept also mentioning that she was a ballerina, which I found to be very cringy. It made me think that she only wanted men to look at her in a sexual way, because when you think of ballerinas, you think of flexible and that she's probably fit. That's what I was getting when she kept mentioning the fact that she was a ballerina, but then also saying she doesn't like that men only think that she's a ballerina. But I'm like, why keep mentioning it? But maybe it was just edited wrong. So when I said that I thought she was desperate to get married, I thought she was more so desperate to get on the show and be a part of the final cast. But I think towards the end, she was just desperate to get married. And I think that hurt her in the end. And we're gonna get into Colleen very soon because I just felt so sorry for her. But throughout the season, I really started to like her, so I would give Colleen a 7 out of 10. Next, we have Matt, who is 28. He is a private charter sales executive. He joined Love is Blind because he wanted someone that would help him to break his walls down and to meet someone genuine after he got cheated on by his ex-wife, allegedly. Matt gave me very much crazy vibes. He reacted to things very irrationally and he kind of scared me. I am not the biggest fan of Matt because of that. I, along with many others, just got creepy vibes from him. He just seemed very possessive and controlling. I did not like that. He gets a 1 out of 10 from me. Next we have up is Nancy. Nancy is 32 years old. She is a real estate investor and she says she went on the show to find someone that was spontaneous and would just go on any adventure or trip with her. From the very beginning, I was not the biggest fan of Nancy. I don't know, she just gave me pick me vibes, and I guess I was kind of right towards the end. Very, very desperate. I did feel sorry for her, but at the same time, I can't feel sorry for a 32-year-old woman. And especially when she has such an amazing family and she still would constantly pick Bartise over her family, even at the altar. So cringe. I just couldn't. Nancy gets a 3 out of 10 out of me. And then at the reunion, she came for Cole more than she came for Bartise. Girl, 3 out of 10. Love yourself some more. Next we have Raven. She's 29 years old and a Pilates instructor, along with also being a bartender. Raven says she went on the show to find someone that is responsible and intelligent enough to marry. So Raven is another one I did not like in the beginning, and I think it was because of her working out when Bartise was expressing his feelings or talking about his situation with his parents. I thought that was really weird. And then Raven just gave me the vibe that she just wanted to go on the show to further promote her Pilates business. But when I tell you, Raven really grew on me. Everybody was saying that on Twitter. Like, she did a huge character development, like a huge spin in general. Like, I can't believe that she was able to become my favorite on the series. From what I see, Raven has that personality you have to grow to love because she's more closed off, but once she opens up, she's a super dope girl. That's what I got from her, and I could be completely wrong, but from what I saw, Raven is definitely my favorite on the show. She gets a 9 out of 10. And next we have SK. He is a 34-year-old data engineer. He's also going to school at Berkeley to finish his degree. He claims he went on the show to fall in love with his partner's mind before their appearance, and I think he did just that. From what we see, aside from the rumors, SK seemed to be a very genuine man, and I loved how he kept up on Raven until she opened up. It was a beautiful thing to watch and see. Their love story developing was just everything to me. I know I'm talking about couples later, but yeah. SK, I give him an 8 out of 10 only because of the recent rumors that have been coming out. And last but not least, we have Zeneb. Zeneb is a 32-year-old flight attendant, and she went on the show to find someone to love forever, which is a very basic reason to go on the show. So let's talk about Zeneb. I liked Zeneb in the beginning, but she gave me so many insecure vibes, and I feel like she should have did a bit more self-reflection before joining a show like Love is Blind. She tends to put all of her insecurities on other people from what it seems like, or at least from her edits, I don't know. But I believe her insecurities made her the villain of the series. Zeneb is definitely beautiful, but she needs to know herself that she is beautiful before anyone else says that she's beautiful. I give Zeneb a 6 out of 10 10 in terms of likeness. So now let's get into these couples, and we're going to start off with the couple that I felt was the most normal or kind of boring couple, and that's Alexa and Brennan. So I did really like these two as a couple because it seemed as if Alexa was very worried about a man not liking her because of her weight, and I love how Brennan didn't even make that a big deal. It didn't become a storyline. But with the other men, it probably would have been a huge storyline because there was a lot of body shaming going on in this series. Alexa gives me very much material girl vibes, and I hope that Brennan can match that. Judging from her home, her family members, her father especially, she clearly has always come from nice things and a nice background. But Brennan is an engineer, so I do think he'll be able to reach her lifestyle to some sort, but he seems more chill, laid back, whereas Alexa is, like I said, a material girl. Okay, so Alexa and Brennan did end up going through with their wedding vows, and they did say I do. And the only concern I have for them as a couple is Alexa kind of running him. From the reunion, it seemed as if Alexa kind of has control of the entire relationship, and Brennan seems super in love with her. She did mention this during the reunion, saying that people might see her as like very chill and blasé, and he is so like infatuated with her. But I do think that it kind of works. You don't need two people being too obsessed, especially when the woman is the obsessed one, so I don't think that's necessarily bad. But what really concerns me is that she's gonna be running game on him in terms of like getting whatever she wants and him just listening to her. But that seems pretty fixable, so other than that, they seem like a pretty healthy couple and that they will probably make it in the long run, at least I hope so. And I wish them the best. I feel kind of bad because they are kind of like a boring couple to talk about, and it's not because they had success in their relationship, it's just that they didn't really bring anything. I think Alexa definitely had a personality, but I don't know if it was like a TV personality per se. But moving right along, let's get into Bartise and Nancy. Oh my god, I just called her Nasty. Bartise and Nancy. So right away, the red flag for this couple definitely was the big age difference. I understand age is just a number, but I personally feel when it comes to a woman being older than a man, you're mostly, well, 9 out of 10 times going to be set up for disaster. A 25-year-old man with a 32-year-old woman just was never going to work, and Bartise showed his age so much in this entire relationship. Nancy really upset me because she was just so thirsty and desperate to get married, at least what it seemed like, that she let this little boy run game on her and make her seem like she was not beautiful or not worthy. Nancy comes from an amazing family from what it seems like. She has a great job and she has all these things going for her, whereas Bartise is just Bartise. Now, I know he has a career, but Nancy is clearly a lot more successful, and I just think the way that he treated her and kept emphasizing the fact that she was not fit annoyed the crap out of me. And I don't know if Nancy always wears workout clothes, but it seemed as if she wore workout clothes solely because he kept saying he liked fit women. Nancy does not have the typical super fit body, but she has a nice body. A healthy body is a good body to me, and I just think Nancy deserved so much more. The moment that he went up to her and told her another woman was smoking should have been the last time she even stepped to him or spoke to him. I feel like that was him testing boundaries, and she definitely failed the test because that just showed, oh, I can say whatever I want to this girl. In the reunion, she labeled it as brutal honesty, but babe, that was just disrespect. Any man that could willingly say to you a woman that he previously dated was a smoke show and she's like the girl that everybody wants as if you're hideous is not a man for anybody, specifically someone like Nancy who has all this stuff going for her and is 32 years old. You are a grown woman, you need a grown man. Throughout the series, he just kept telling her that she was so unattractive and she's not someone that he would ever be attracted to, and she just kept going and going and going to the point Bartise said that she always wanted to be very intimate with him and he just was not interested. Girl, come on. It was just so sad to watch. She cried so many times, and the fact that she was like never honest with her family with how things are really going was just so cringe to me. When speaking with her friends, she literally never told the truth. She said like, oh, like we're doing better. Just because he stopped calling you ugly does not mean that y'all are doing any better. Like, she should have said no at that altar, and I'm so sad that she did not. It was clear as day that Bartise was gonna say no. He claims that he didn't know until he got to the altar, but babe, you knew. You called this woman ugly every single day, basically. And let's just talk about the wedding and the fact that freaking Nancy was with this man, holding hands and walking away with him when her family, her mother specifically, came up to her to make sure she was okay. What in the world? You're so pressed by a guy that you're running to him to feel better? Are you kidding me? She lucky that wasn't my mama. My mama would have dragged me by my hair because she was not playing none of them games. Nancy just has a lot of work to do, and her being 32 is a bit concerning because I just feel as if men, when watching this show, know the type of woman she is and they're really gonna feed off of it. She's gonna get a lot of DMs, a lot of people interested in talking to her because of all the things that she has going on, A. B, she now is like a little mini celebrity. And C, they see her insecurities and that she's easy to take advantage of. Even when she was telling Bartise about her businesses and how she does real estate and how her and her ex-boyfriend did real estate, she tells him that the way that I look at my business is that if I have a business, it's my husband's business. If I make money, my husband makes money. That's how I see partnership. And you can literally see Bartise's eyes light the heck up like a Christmas tree. And mind you, she's saying all of this on national television. So everybody knows what she does and how much money she probably makes. This is definitely a flex. The girl is killing it seems like. So there shouldn't be any reason why she shouldn't be able to be proud about her businesses and proud to share her businesses. But the issue is when you have a woman like Nancy who men can literally pawn after due to her insecurities, it's so scary, and I'm literally terrified for her and her well-being whenever she does decide to date again. Another thing I did not like was the whole abortion conversation. Bartise and Nancy had the conversation in private. I mean, there was a whole camera crew with them, but they had that conversation. And then when Nancy went to go meet Bartise's family, he decides to bring it up again, knowing that his family was very much opposed to the idea of abortion and had his sister bawling her eyes out. That's her opinion and that's how she feels about abortion. We all know it's like a huge, what seems like 50-50 divide when it comes to Americans and abortion. But to me, the reason he brought that up was so that his family could not like Nancy. It seemed as if he was looking for every excuse to not be with Nancy. And I think that's because Nancy is clear as day a catch, but he just wasn't attracted to her and he didn't like her age, though he lied in the pod saying, oh, I don't care about age, but I think age definitely played a part. And let's talk about him saying that his friends didn't find Nancy attractive, and then we see Dumb, Dumb, and Dumber. BFFR. Like, come on, Bartise. Like, don't even try that. I hope Nancy finds her self-worth. The fact that she was even going to say yes, walking down that aisle, she don't need to be worrying about nobody. I understand to her the clock is ticking, but babe, you have a lot of work to do if you're going to sit there and marry Bartise after everything he said to you and how he treated you. So now let's talk about Cole and Zeneb. This relationship to me was very tumultuous, toxic. They both played their parts. Zeneb for sure took everything in her to try and crucify Cole for the things that he said. Though the things he said to her was extremely wrong, I do believe that there is a little bit of racism, slight racism when it comes to Cole and his family, and the reason why his family didn't want to go to the wedding when he was marrying Zeneb, and he kept telling Zeneb that she wasn't his ideal type. I for sure believe that it had to do with him wanting to be with a white woman. Though in my eyes, I'm like, Zeneb is not that far off from a typical white woman. She's beautiful, of course, don't get me wrong, but I'm saying like, that shows how racist you gotta be because she's pretty much a white girl, but just with tan skin. I like to say she's a tan Colleen, literally. But Zeneb did her dirt too. She seemed very uptight and as if she took life way too seriously. And that may honestly be because she didn't like Cole. And I think that's okay. But don't try and play the victim at the reunion and say all these things that happened, especially with the little orange scene, what is it called, the Clementine scene, when the man was just telling you, hey babe, maybe you should save your appetite. That was not him fat shaming you. That was your own insecurities coming about and then you putting it on him. Now, like I said, Cole is not innocent. He has said some very foul things to Zeneb that had me giving him the side eye. But girl, you definitely know that you were uptight and you weren't that easy to deal with either. The couple in general was just toxic, and I just think that it's good that they're not together. Everything that Cole went through, it seemed like Zeneb was gaslighting the heck out of him, and even to this day, she's never apologized. He apologized to her, but she's never apologized to him, and that says a lot. I think women, we need to be better at holding ourselves accountable and not just expecting a man to be the only one apologizing if the relationship was toxic on both ends. And I think this was a clear case of just that. To me, during the reunion, Zeneb used her being a woman as a weapon against Cole because 99 9 out of 10 times, people always believe the woman. I think she over-exaggerated a bunch of the situations, especially judging from the Clementine scene that we saw later on. Thank God the producer showed that clip. She literally brought the man to tears because he was so confused. Like, she was gaslighting the heck out of him from what it seemed like. Of course, we don't know everything because we don't live with them, and I do agree with that when she did say that. We don't know y'all, but you did decide to go on a reality TV show. So people are gonna judge from the clips that we do see. But yeah, overall, them as a couple, they just did not need to be together, and they both were toxic. I feel like Cole and Colleen would have been a much better fit. We'll get into Colleen's relationship a little bit later. Cole was more playful. He gave me more little boy vibes, and they also were a big age difference. I think Cole was 27 and she was 32. And y'all, can we talk about Cole's apartment scene? He literally had gnats in his toilet. Like I said, I could see why Zenith was not the biggest fan of Cole, and he got on her nerves because that probably would annoy me too. He did give little boy vibes, but that doesn't take away from the fact that you were equally as toxic. I'm glad that many fans kind of saw the gaslighting that Zenith was doing at the reunion because she was using it to her advantage, and that's why I feel it was so quick for her to accept his apology after he apologized at the reunion, because there was nothing to apologize about. But let's move on from that couple because I feel like they got too much airtime. So let's talk about Raven and SK. So in the beginning of the relationship, as I stated previously, I thought that Raven was just on the show to promote her Pilates class, and after her and Bartise did not work out, I thought that she just picked the next best candidate so that she can secure a spot as the final cast. But like I said, she definitely grew on me, and so did SK as a relationship, SK and Raven, because I thought for a fact the relationship was not gonna last, and that was mainly because they were taking things very slow, which I don't think there's anything wrong with, but it seemed as if they were taking things slow because Raven wasn't attracted to SK, which I think that was the case at first. I think that she expected him to look a little bit different, but I think she really took the concept of Love is Blind and applied it to her relationship with SK, and that built a deeper connection between the two of them. As we all know, SK did say no at the altar to Raven, but I do think that was pre-planned between the two of them just because Raven said thank you when he said no. We all saw how horrible Raven's edits were in the beginning, so I think she did that, or they planned that out together to give Raven a better edit just in case it wasn't a good edit. But I do think they had no business getting married anyway because SK is still in school. They would be living literally miles apart. You don't know how your relationship will do in long distance until you're in a long distance relationship, so I think that it was smart of them to not get married and to take things slow. Now, there have been some cheating allegations that have come out since the reunion, that SK cheated on Raven with some white girl that posted messages on TikTok, and this was just a month after the wedding. But from my understanding, Raven was saying that they were kind of on and off for a little bit after the wedding, and then they decided to just stick it out and be together. So maybe that was in between those times, but I do know there are a lot of receipts, and they're clearly, I'm not gonna say clearly, but they seem like they're real. So who knows? Only time will tell. But Raven says she won't stick beside her man, so that's their business, that's their relationship. And as of now, I do think they seem like a pretty solid couple, and I do hope that they're in it for the long run. I know some people speculate that Raven is only doing this until her Pilates business blows up, but I don't know. I feel like she genuinely likes him. I think that she just shows her love in a different way. They just really work together well. They're just a very stable, healthy relationship from what I've seen, and just seeing their love grow throughout the series has been an amazing thing. So fingers crossed SK wasn't outside being a dog, but if he was, I hope Raven leaves him and finds someone that'll treat her better. And last, but certainly not least, and I saved this couple for last for a reason, is Colleen and Matt. Colleen and Matt's relationship from the beginning was very scary to see. Matt gave me domestic violence vibes, and he gave me angry vibes, and all the red flags were constantly waving every single scene that he was in when he was arguing with Colleen. The way he reacted to certain situations, knowing that the cameras were there, makes me think how he reacts when cameras are not around. And just by the reunion, and I'm so glad that other people have been talking about this and pointing it out, Colleen looked terrified. And the way that Matt was hovering over Colleen throughout the reunion and not letting her speak in some instances was terrifying to see. Now, I don't like judging when I don't know things, and like I always say to y'all, we don't know. We're all just making assumptions. The edit might be bad, but the way that they were sitting together showed me everything that I needed to know. Even when he was like complimenting her on how hard she worked and her entire schedule throughout the reunion, it seemed as if he was like clocking everything she does, like he knows every step, which I expect your husband to know like what you do throughout the day. Like I get that. But even as he's saying it, Colleen didn't even crack a smile. She kept trying to crack smiles, but she couldn't. And I don't know, I just get really off vibes from their relationship. I just cannot wait for his fiance to finally come out, because I'm sure she will, with a nice check on why they broke up, because he definitely dragged her name through the mud saying she got pregnant by somebody else, which she probably did. I don't think he's lying about that. But I want to know the background of their relationship and what happened and why she went and cheated and then had a whole nother baby on you. Like what was the reasoning behind that? 'Cause that's a bit extreme. And I know people don't need a reason to cheat, but with Matt, it seems like there has to be a reason. Like the way he reacted when Colleen went out with her girlfriends was freaking terrifying. Matt just needs clear help, and even his friends saying like, yeah, he gets mad at us all the time, he's always screaming. And the fact that Colleen didn't see that as a red flag is really shocking to me. I was shocked when she said I do. I was hoping she didn't, but here we are. She said I do. I do know that dating shows like this, like they are sometimes under a contract where they can't like break up over a certain period of time. So I don't know if she's gonna be stuck in this relationship, but even them not living together, I don't know, y'all. They just were not giving happy. Alexa and Brennan just seemed more comfortable. Alexa had space from Brennan. Brennan like was sitting next to her, but he wasn't like hovering over her the way that Matt was to Colleen. But like I said, Matt was definitely giving me off and icky vibes, and it's the fact that everybody else felt it through the screen. I'm very curious if the cast members are feeling the same thing that we're feeling, because if we can feel it through the screen, I can only imagine how it feels in person. And even like the way that Matt was like blocking her off from like the men's side, like she couldn't even like look over to over to Cole when she was explaining the incident, their first blowout argument when her and Cole were flirting a little bit. She couldn't even look to Cole after he explained himself because Matt was like blocking her. It's just, I don't know, I just didn't like it, and he just always minimized everything, and they were overly explaining incidents that happened after the relationship. Like the host would ask one simple question and it would turn into an explanation for every single thing that was asked, and I think that says a lot because it's trying to like cover up certain aspects, and it seemed as if Matt wanted to speak more than Colleen just to make sure she doesn't say the wrong things. But I'm just hoping that Colleen's okay. I know she's just been posting very happy content like, oh, I'm so in love, you're with you, but the comments are flooded with, are you okay? Domestic violence survivors are commenting underneath her pictures, fans are, just everyone has been commenting to make sure she's good, and I really pray she is, but I would not be surprised if I see a divorce announcement within the next year. But all right, you guys, this is the finished makeup look. I hope my braids look okay, but yeah, this is what we're working with. I'm gonna just go lay my edges down, and then I'm gonna get ready for my date. It's not even a date, it's a hangout. It's a hangout. But yeah, if you guys like this video, please comment down below your thoughts on Love is Blind. If you guys agree with me that people are just going on here now for clout, the fact that only 2 couples got married is, you know, I think it says a lot. Well, not necessarily, but the other couples seem happier. All the season 2 couples are divorced now. The only couples that are standing are the season 1 couples, and that says a lot. Season 3, I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see a divorce within the next year. So we're gonna see at least one. We have 2 couples. I think Alexa and Brennan might last. The only reason why they wouldn't work out, I think, is because of financial reasons, or because Alexa wants a man that takes more authority. I just think it would all lean in on Alexa, because Brennan does seem to be a little bit more in love with her than she is with him. She kind of wears the pants from what we see, but yeah. And we will see with Colleen and Matt, but my sincerest wishes that she's good is being sent Colleen's way. I really hope she's good. Her entire personality just seemed to have changed. She was so bubbly before, and it seems like that has all been taken away from the reunion. So even her posting all this like we're together, we're happy stuff has been posted after the reunion, and it's like, girl, it's not proving anything. Like, we're still like worried about you. And we all have seen the unhappy couples play happy on social media. Like, it's not hard to do. But like I said, if you guys like this video, do not forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Thank you guys so much for watching. We are at 70,000 subscribers to date. Thank you so much for all the love and support. I love you guys so much, and I will see you all in my next video. Love you guys. Bye. Mwah.